Welcome back, everybody. Matt and the Pratt here. Hope you're having a good weekend. Or week, depending on when I put this video up. Some interesting. As we know, sometimes I like to do fan casting for maybe a character in the movie stratosphere, if you will. And, back in February, it was actually on Super Bowl Sunday. February, what was that, 7th or whatever? Or maybe 13th? I think it was 13th. I don't know. It was in February. How about we go there? I was sitting on my bed after only 2 weeks out from surgery, and I was watching Die Hard 4 with Bruce Willis. I actually like Die Hard 4. Live Free or Die Hard. That was the one with Justin Long, Timothy Oliphant, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. And I actually like that one a lot. I think a lot of people don't give it as much credit because it was PG-13, even though for some, it's still really good as a PG-13. Or you can watch the R-rated version that's on the DVD/Blu-ray. Anyway, and that was my first Die Hard movie I saw in the theater. Anyway, a lot of people know that Disney got the rights to 20th Century Fox, which includes Die Hard. Die Hard is one of the 20th Century Fox's movies under their, studio. And we've already seen already this year. We had the Predator movie, Prey, come on Hulu, and everyone's raving about that movie. I still haven't had a chance to see it. I will, hopefully before the end of the year, so don't worry. And then we already know that Fede Alvarez, the guy behind the Evil Dead remake in 2013, and Don't Breathe in 2016, is doing a new Alien movie for Hulu. So that's two major 20th Century Fox movies, if you will, brands, franchises, that are now under Disney, getting the kind of reboot treatment, Die Hard. And we also heard back in March that, Bruce Willis will no longer be acting anymore due to a medical condition where I'm not going to go into it, but he can't remember lines that well anymore, and it's been affecting his acting for the past 4 or 5 years. So basically all that shit we've been giving to Bruce Willis about not caring about acting anymore, he actually had a legit diagnosis that was causing him to not be with it that sometimes and not remember lines, where it came across that he just didn't care. And apparently that wasn't the case. And then I should have known that when we saw the movie Glass. And this guy's been trying to make a Glass sequel for years, or Unbreakable sequel for years. He wouldn't just come in and half-ass it. So, but that means if Bruce Willis isn't coming back, Disney has the right. They're going to eventually either reboot Die Hard or remake the original. That comes to who is going to play the new John McClane. We gotta know. But, so I said, back in February, I was writing down a list of actors that I could see become the new John McClane. And then today I kind of went back and looked at them again. And I think about 5 actors on here that I can see being the next John McClane. Let's go through. These are my top 5 picks for the new John McClane. These are not going to be in order. Not like, oh, this is my number 1 pick. This is my least favorite pick, but I still have them out there just in case. I'm just going to go down the list. Number 1, Dylan O'Brien. Now, some people are like, huh? Dylan O'Brien? He seems too young. Well, he's in his mid-30s now. I think Bruce Willis was in his 30s when he started playing John McClane. This guy was in that movie American Assassin with Michael Keaton. That's a really good movie. And Dylan O'Brien really showed he can do action. Really, hand-to-hand, gunfights, shooting, all that. And I'll be like, you know what? And he has a look that can be like an an everyday guy, but then, you know, you know, when he needs to spring into action, he could. Once he was in those Maze Runner movies, and he had to do a lot of those stunts too. In fact, he did all the stunts in the Maze Runner, and I think it was on the third one, he actually injured himself while doing a stunt, so they had to pause shooting for a while. So he does his own stunts in the action department. So I think if you want to get someone young and if you maybe do 4 or 5 Die Hard movies, I think Dylan O'Brien would actually be a pretty great choice. Next is Taylor Kitsch. A lot of people know this guy from Friday Night Lights, playing Tim Riggins. He was also in that movie Savages with Aaron Taylor Johnson and Blake Lively. He was in the John Carter movie. He was also in that American Assassin movie with Dylan O'Brien. He played the villain in that film. He was in that Chadwick Boseman movie that was set in Detroit. I didn't see the movie, but he was also in that. He was in the second season of True Detective. He's another one that, one thing you look at like Friday Night Lights, he has that average guy, you know, hometown, you know, look. Well, then he's also big enough and strong enough that, yeah, him being a cop and having to spring into action if he needed to, you know, and I think with like the short hair, like we've seen him in like Savages and stuff like that, he has that look like, yeah, I could see him being, and there's an actor that they were trying to make him the next big time actor between John Carter, Battleship, he was in Savages, like I said. Those all came out in the same year, in 2012. They were really trying to hype this actor up to be the next big thing. And the sad part is, all those movies bombed at the box office. So, it was like 0-3 for Taylor Kitsch. But as an actor, and he was also, like I said, in the second season of True Detective. So, and he played a really interesting character in that show. So, he has the acting chops. He has the body, the physique. And I think he can easily pull off that everyday cop who is just thrown into a situation and has to, you know, spring into action. My next choice is Chris Pratt. Now, I know a lot of people are going, oh my, what? Chris Pratt? Yes. Once again, this is a guy who, I can see him as an everyday guy who is a cop, goes to see his wife at the hotel on Christmas, and immediately has to jump into action. He has he bringing that charm and humor that we saw John McClane have, that banter between Hans Gruber and him. And he's done action movies like Guardians, the Jurassic World movies. He also plays some dramatic characters, like in that Jennifer Lawrence movie Passengers. So, and he has that look, like, yeah, he should be John McClane. A new version of John McClane. I can see Chris Pratt. And just like Bruce Willis, who started out on TV in Moonlighting, you know, no one said, that guy's gonna play John McClane? Really? Well, Chris Pratt started on Parks and Rec and the OC. So, you know, he would argue to me be a pretty, and after the third Guardians, he's done with Guardians, he's done with Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, whatever you want to call it. If he needs another franchise to jump onto, and a rebooted franchise, Die Hard would be pretty cool. Next is Miles Teller. Miles Teller's been around for a while now, from Whiplash to The Spectacular Now, to War Dogs, to that Fantastic Four movie that no one talked about, to, obviously this summer, Top Gun Maverick. He has the body, he has the physique, he's a great actor. He hasn't done that much action, which, that's one reason why I thought he would be a good pick. Throw someone in that hasn't done this yet, like almost like a Bruce Willis before Die Hard, and let's see what he can do as an action star. I mean, he also has some charm to him. He can be funny. and he's the perfect age, like in his mid to late 30s now, that he could be a really interesting John McClane. Plus he also has those, actual scars on his face, so it automatically makes him look like a badass. Plus that can come in handy in the movie. Someone tries to knife him in the face and get that scar that he already has. So yeah, I think Miles Teller, he's done so much from romance to comedies to dramas to, comic book films. He's done it, almost everything. And I think a movie like dramas like, he was also in that movie, Only the Brave, the same director that did Top Gun Maverick. And he played a really good character in that. That also had Taylor Kitsch in it. You're seeing Taylor Kitsch pop up on a lot of stuff too. But I think Miles Teller would be actually a pretty great choice. He's a rising actor, and the Fantastic Four movies didn't jump him into a new franchise. Maybe Die Hard could. And my final pick here is Ryan Gosling. Once again, this is another actor that he's at that perfect age of early 40s that he can jump in and play a young average man, average guy, just going to see his ex-wife or possibly ex-wife, and he gets thrown into this situation. But then you look at movies like Drive, where he can do action and almost be scarier than the villain. Or we just saw, even though the movie wasn't that great, The Gray Man on Netflix this past summer. He did awesome in the action department in that movie. Plus he brings that humor and charm that we've seen from like Crazy Stupid Love, The Notebook. What was that other movie? But then he can bring that dramatic side, like First Man. La La Land brought some charm and drama too. And whether we've seen him be a badass in Only God Forgives, or Drive, or The Gray Man. And he has that look, that perfect look of, you put a white meter on him, maybe some straps, give him a gun, and yep, there's John McClane. And that was the case, you might need to cast Emma Stone as Holly Gennaro. They have great chemistry, so that would be a good choice for the Holly Gennaro character. Just throwing that out there. So those are my picks for John McClane. I feel like by the end of, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next year we find out about a new Die Hard. And like I said, with the success of Prey, the Predator movie, and if this Aliens movie does well, and this new Planet of the Apes movie does well under Disney, trust me, Disney would be stupid not to reboot the Die Hard franchise. They were going to make a new Die Hard with Bruce Willis, and they were going to bring back the director of the fourth movie, Len Wiseman, and it was going to be almost like a Godfather Part 2 type thing, where we're going to see the John McClane in the present with Bruce Willis, but then have a flashback to an incident with a younger John McClane. I think that could have been interesting. So for all we know, they can decide to take the ideas of the flashback story and make that a feature film instead, and make it a reboot of Die Hard. But let me know, who would you pick for Die Hard? And once again, at the bottom of this video, scroll down and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel if you like listening to me talk about movies, reviews, whatever. And once again, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.